And what I want is nothing but that for other people, for them to find confidence in their self-expression. And I realized to be able to do that, to find confidence in their identity, I have to dig really deep.
Yeah.
So we do a lot of intentional photo shoots here.
That's what I really like about it. I think people don't realize you don't just walk in and get your photo taken. Like, it's a full-on experience, and you've created quite the space here. This is also a place where you do your photographs, but it's also a tea house as well, so people can come together and socialize.
Yeah, I mean, community is really big for us. And, when we talk about just the photo shoots and the intentional photo shoot, I mentioned the creative expression, the identity finding and navigating through that.
Yeah.
We don't have to only do that for photography, it can be through community and tea and other workshops and activities.
Yeah, and by the way, he has some creative workshops coming up, so make sure to tune into that. But take a look where you can come and just hang out with your friends at night, have some tea, maybe you can work here like these ladies are doing as well. And then it kind of sets the tone for what that photograph is gonna look like. It sets the tone for the whole feel of the photo shoot, which I really like. And I think that's what's important, because I think anybody who's getting their portrait taken can get a little intimidated, especially working with you, or I don't know, it kind of just sets a zen-like experience. Now, this is what I really liked. You mentioned to set your intention, right? Take a look at this space. This is where you come in the very beginning, where you would set your intention for what you want that photo shoot to be like.
Essentially, who you want to show up as more of.
Yeah. What you're trying to show. What you're trying to give off the world. Who are you? Well, here's the thing. We can all be a little bit better with the right angle, right? Okay, so on top of being an incredible photographer, where people can come and get their portrait taken by you, you are also the TikTok pose king. I love it. So look at that. Okay, so for our friends here, I mean, we all want a great picture. So you have a couple tips for us today. So give us 3 tips that will just kind of make us let our inner beauty shine.
Yeah. So first things first, I always say get comfortable.
Okay.
Getting comfortable will do 90% of the work.
Okay.
Because we can't see ourselves. The only thing we know for a fact is how we feel.
Yes.
And I always say, instead of just standing in the middle of nowhere, is to find something like a chair that you can sit on. How convenient.
Okay.
And if there's no chair, you can always lean on a wall too. So let's sit together.
Okay.
And maybe even go for like a little crossover.
Okay.
Beautiful. Maybe go for a little lean this way.
Okay.
This hand, I'm already watching how you beautifully move. Let's go from this to maybe go for a little collar touch, maybe some hair fixes looking down towards the ground this way. Yes, you can even go for a little lean on the, yes, there we go. Yeah, so that's tip number 1.
Okay.
Find something like a posing tool is what I call to find comfort in, because our body already knows how to relax in this.
Okay.
Posing tip number 2 is to know that we don't have to drastically change our body to make a whole new entire pose.
Okay.
So what I mean by that is we think, oh, we gotta go from this one go-to pose to this pose, and then we think we're limited to 2 or 3 go-to poses, but if we just start over here, maybe that little crossover, let's say you were looking at the camera and you did pose number 1, right? I'm just gonna have you rotate just a little bit this way, and then eyes towards the ground, pose number 2.
Okay.
Eyes towards the camera, pose number 3. And then looking across this way as well, and pose number 4. Right? So
I like it.
If you don't know what to do after you run out your go-to poses, just rotate,
and rotate a little bit more. And really quick, what is our last one? What are we leaving the audience with?
Last one is to know that you don't have to just face the camera. You can tilt your head around this way, up, down, tilt, and they all express different things.
So there you go. Sometimes it just is the smallest movements ever. Now, someone who wants to follow you, because I feel like you give such great tips and tricks, or maybe even work with you and have a project, where do they go?
So Dawson Studios, follow us on Instagram if you want to stay up to date with our photo shoots in our tea house.
Okay.
If you want more posing guides, we are giving away free posing guides on david-suh.com. So check us out over there.
I love it. David, thank you so much for having me. Shall we pose off as we say goodbye to Danny?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it. There you go.
All right, I'm going to start working on my activism. We'll explain how a brighter outlook on